Hi guys, Jen Crowley the Art Gal here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about nature, and more specifically, bugs. That's right, creepy crawly things. But I think it turned out pretty cute. For today's project, you just need a few simple supplies. A piece of paper, this is just copy paper from my printer. A pencil, and some markers, or crayons, or colored pencils, whatever you prefer. We also have a template available on the website, but feel free to draw your own bugs however you imagine them. So now that we know what we're making and what we need, let's skip to the good part and make some art. For today's project, your paper can go long ways or sideways. It depends on which way you want your bugs to go. I think for mine, I'm gonna have them going up my page rather than across. So I can use my Build-A-Bug template as an example, or ideas to get bugs, or like I said, you can draw whatever bugs you prefer. I'm going to stick with ladybugs first because I really like ladybugs. So let's draw a few ladybugs on my page. And the goal of this is to try to make a pattern of bugs. So I think I'm going to have my ladybug in the middle and going down the page, kind of like they're all moving across. So I'm going to start with a circle for her head, and then a bigger circle for her body. And I'm going to fill in all the details in a little bit with my markers, but I'm going to draw the little line to show her wings. And then I'm going to draw, let's see, I'm going to draw one more. And you can draw as few or as many bugs, or, oh, this is a big ladybug, or types of bugs as you want. Maybe you just want to draw all one type of bug all over your whole page. It's totally up to you. Okay, in between my ladybugs, I'm going to add a little caterpillar. And how I did that is I drew a little like half circle at the top, and then I just let my pencil go back and forth. And then on the other side, I just trace that line. Just follow it all the way down. And then for my caterpillars, I liked to make little segments, so then when I come back and color it, I can make them different colors. So I'm going to do another one, same way, half circle, and then a wavy line, and then copy my wavy line on the other side. And give him some lines. And I'm going to do one more at the top. Do you have a favorite bug, or a bug that you like the most, or a bug that you think is really cool? Be sure to leave it in the comments and let us know. Like I said, I like ladybugs, probably the best. I'm not a huge bug girl. Bugs are not my favorite. But if I had to pick one, it would be a ladybug. Okay, so I have my ladybugs, I have my caterpillars or worms, whatever you want them to be. And then I think I'm going to reference my template again, and I'm going to make some snails because I think he is real cute. Do not love snails in real life, but pretend ones are okay. So to draw my snail, I'm going to give him his little head. Well, that's kind of a big head. And then his back is just going to swoop down like a curve. And then same thing on the other side, almost like a banana shape. You know what? That's too close to my ladybug. So I'm going to move him over. As you can see, I pressed kind of hard with my pencil. So now I'm having a harder time erasing my lines. So it's always a good idea to press lightly when you're drawing rather than pressing harder. Okay, let's scoot him over and let's make him a little bit smaller. Okay, now we're going to curve his back and then give him his belly up into the little tail. And these lines that are still left on my paper, we will cover those later when we color it in, so I'm not that worried about it. Now, in this space right here is where his shell is going to go. So I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm just going to make a swirly line all the way out until I reach his body. Almost. Okay, it touches there, and then I'm going to bring it down and touch it down here. And then snails, let me know if I'm wrong, but I think these little antenna kind of things on their head are their eyes. So maybe a bug expert out there can let us know if that's correct or not. But I think that that is how they see, which I think is kind of funny. You know, I wonder when God was creating all of the bugs, he was just feeling creative and he's like, let's give this guy eyeballs sticking up on the top of his head. Okay, so to create my pattern, I need more than one. So I'm going to draw another little snail guy right here. Maybe this guy is Larry and this is Gary. And they're best friends. What did I say this is? Gary? Okay, Gary needs some eyes too. He has to be able to see. There you go, Gary. Or Larry, I don't remember now. Okay, I'm gonna draw another snail and add in a few more bugs and we'll be right back. I am back with all of my bugs, and so I drew some ants. Now, I'm not a fan of stick bugs, but this is my artistic interpretation of them on my paper. My caterpillars are worms, my ladybugs, my bees, some more ants, and one guy got a little distracted and started leaving the paper. And then, of course, my snails. So, now it's time to color. You can color these however you like. Whatever you think is a good idea, I would say go for it. I am going to try to pick color schemes for my different bugs. Obviously, my ladybugs are going to be red. My bees are going to be yellow, but yours do not have to be. You could have purple ladybugs and orange bees, whatever you think. However you feel inspired to make your bugs. So I'm going to start by taking my black marker and outlining my basic shapes. I don't give my bugs eyes, but feel free if you would like to. So step one is going to be to outline everybody in your marker. And I like to, at this stage, if anybody has a part of them that is black, go ahead and fill that in. So like I'd fill in my bee head, I'd fill in his stripes, or maybe her stripes, it could be a girl. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the worker bees that are girls, right? And the queen bee? I could be making that up. Who's our science expert out there? Somebody let us know. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to outline all of my bugs and color in all the parts that I want to be black. And then we'll be back to add some more details. I have all my black bugs outlined, and I went ahead and colored my ants in black. Here in Texas, we have something called fire ants, and they are red and they are terrible. So I did not want to represent them on my art today. So I made everyone else black. Now is the fun part. For my little wormy caterpillar guys, I forgot to draw on their legs. We'll come back to that. I'm going to pick, let's see, I'm going to pick lime green, this like minty green, and then, ooh, how about a purple? And purple. And I'm going to do that for one of my worms, and then I'm going to come across my page and do that for one of my snails. And I'm going to do the same thing, pick a pattern, and switch them across my page just to make it a little more fun. Like I said, this is your art, so you get to decide what you're going to do and what colors you're going to use and how you want to make it. So I would encourage you to be creative, use that creative mind of yours, and come up with something super fun and unexpected. I like to use bright colors because a lot of them, or some of my bugs at least, are either all one color or these will just be red, these will just be yellow. And so this way I get to incorporate, oops, wrong color, some fun colors that I wouldn't necessarily get to use if I was making all of them more traditional. Another fun thing you can do to your bugs is now I can go back in and give my bugs some pattern or some stripes, polka dots. Let's see. How does this one show up? Not really, but kind of. You know, just to give it a little bit more interest. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here, and how should I do this snail? I think I want him to have this teal body. Give him a little outline. Whoop. Color him in. And these are just Crayola super tip markers. Very inexpensive at the store, and they actually layer pretty well, depending upon the colors. Okay. Ooh, do I color these in the same? No, I'm going to color those in different. I'm going to make those purple. These little sticky outy things. I don't know what those are called. I should look that up. Okay, and his shell, I'm going to color in the whole thing. This super fun lime green color. Like this. But then I'm going to use the purple to make his little shell design. Okay. What color scheme do I want to use for my other worms? I'm going to pick those out. I'm going to keep coloring, and I'll check back in a few minutes. All right, I've got everybody colored in, and I just have my last ladybug to add the spots. So I'm going to take my black marker, and whatever I do to one side of her body, I'm going to do to the other. So I'm just going to add my spots. Again, another random bug fact that is completely unverified, and I don't know where I heard it, but I feel like the number of spots a ladybug has is how old it is. Has anybody else heard that? I don't know. Again, not verified at all. So someone has to fact check me. Okay, as you can see, I've left out all of the different markers I've used on all of my different bugs, and now I'm going to complete it. It can be done here. If you're like, this is it, it's perfect, I don't want to ruin it, then by all means, stop, hang it up, sign your name, you're good to go. But I'm going to add even more pattern to my paper using the colors that I've already used. So I'm just going to, one color at a time, start adding in some polka dots. Because why not? You can add stars, you could add hearts, you could add a rainbow, whatever you think. Or like I said, if you think it's done, then by all means, it is done. But sometimes more is more, right? There's a lot of color, there's a lot of pattern, there's a lot happening. So why not keep going? Add to the chaos. And it helps cover up our little issue there of where we drew Larry too big and had to fix him. Larry, Gary, I don't know. They need name tags. So I'm just taking all of the colors that I used and adding some little confetti, or maybe it's sprinkles. Maybe they're having a party, or maybe they're in a parade. Maybe they're in a parade. That would be fun. You know, have you heard like of a bug circus? Maybe this is like a bug parade. So this project is great for the spring. It's great for nature study, maybe a science lesson. You're learning about bugs. These are all different markers, but some of these colors look very similar. But that's okay, we're gonna keep going. 3 more. So even though real life bugs can be kind of yucky or slimy or scary, these bugs are not. These bugs are in a parade. And they're celebrating spring, new creation, and maybe even celebrating the almost end of the school year. So tell me, what are your bugs celebrating? Are they celebrating that you're almost done with homeschool? Or maybe you're going on a trip or a spring break vacation? I'd love to hear all about it and see your bugs, so be sure to post them on Instagram. So what do you think? Do you like bugs a little bit more after this project, or do you still not like them very much? I hope you had as much fun as I did, and remember, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep making art. I'll see you next time. Bye.